Okay, so as I was saying, in my country, originally in a traditional way, the marriages are actually arranged, and the married couple would then stay with the groom's parents in the house, and
Okay.
even grandparents,
Hmm.
um, if they are still alive. And it would go like that with the next generation and the next generation, but it has seen a decline, I would say, at around like 2005, 6. The it was really the period when my country wanted and started the plan to join the European Union.
Okay.
And then we had basically somehow it just got the Western values got accepted like almost instantaneously, I would say.
Hmm.
And now I would say that the current generation is no longer doing that. They no longer live with the parents. We all wish to move out as soon as possible. For me, it was 21 years old of age. I
Okay.
really felt the strong urge to move out to kind of give them the space and the peace,
Hmm.
and to not depend on them financially, of course, and in all sorts of ways, to just be independent and have them live this peaceful elderly days. They're not really old, but let's call it elderly days. So that pretty much sums it up for this.
Okay. Okay. Same is in India also. You're talking about Siberia, right? European culture.
Serbia.
Serbia. Okay. European culture. This is now shifting to independence, right? Same
Yeah.
is started to happen in India also. I think it's around the world now that the
Mm.
kids they want to move out and grow and they want to live independently. But I think it's all everybody's independent feeling or viewpoints. There are pros and cons everywhere. When we live in joint families, we have something new to learn. We have a space to grow. We have a support system over there, right? These are some good qualities, but there are some bad qualities also, disqualities I can say. Like people they take it for granted. They don't, they don't want to grow maybe, or they think that okay, things are happening nicely, everything is okay, they become very cool or calm. And another thing which I felt was maybe some quarrels in between, like viewpoints not matching, because the youngsters are growing with another, you can say, environment, and the old school children are old school children, so they have their own viewpoints. So there are clashes also. But I feel that this sweet and sour thing is more better than this nuclear families and staying separate. There are best things also, but I'm finding a lot of negative things, like a lot of stress has increased, you know and when you don't have a backbone or a back support behind, then you feel lonely at times, stress is growing, and then there are anxiety issues. We need a lot of psychiatric working for us, we need spiritual gurus who can guide you, a lot of society things are happening. So I'm seeing that the world is going towards a lot of emotional turmoil. But when we go in the past, in past centuries, things were better, I think, if we compare. What do you feel as a youngster? What do you think that when now you're living alone, do you miss those days, or do you think that yes, I should also support them, they should also support me, living together, helping each other? It's a society. We can say in India we say a samaj, a responsibility towards the ones who have helped us when we were young. They were feeding us, they were changing our clothes every moment, they were keeping an eye on us when we were kids. But now when they need us, we give it a name of a space. Don't you think that they should have their own space? Instead we should why can't we stay there and earn? Why is it that we have to be dependent when on us ourselves when we are separate? Why can't we be with them and then be independent, so that they can also think that we also have a support system with us?
So this is actually a very interesting topic, and especially because I'm going through it, sort of. So I will be very honest with you. I I miss I miss them. Obviously, we're not living in the same country, but even more so, I miss some values. There used to be a certain, let's say, value in having a family dinner and at one table at the same time every day. We would maybe hold a little prayer, or We would just share some stories with each other.
Yes.
But it is just sort of me now in a room, and there is something. There's an element missing that cannot be replaced by anything, really. This
Yes.
I believe that family not only is the number one thing in the world. I mean, we all love our families and everything, but it also contributes to our growth in a way that being alone and independent has its own advantages, but there is this big disadvantage that your closest ones cannot really point out your mistakes or cannot really give you an advice for you to grow because they're not there for the
Yeah.
most time.
True, true, true.
I would say that maybe there is a possibility of a healthy balance,
Mm-hmm.
but in order to balance it, I mean, living in the same country with your parents, that would be the ideal. So you could have your family with you at times and at times be alone, because there actually is a lot of positives as well in the growth of a young man or a young lady to be alone, to have this kind of pressure of having to create, innovate some ideas, because yeah, I am alone. I have to figure out the rent, I have to figure out the food. My mother is not cooking for me anymore, so like I have to do it.
You mean to
It's
say that independence, see, is more better when you're alone? You feel that you're more independent. You feel that you're more responsible about yourself. This is the thing which you're trying to say.
yeah,
And,
the
and,
responsibility is
and
definitely there.
yeah, and when you're with your elders, with your parents, then you feel like, okay, she's there to cook, or she's there to do her laundry, etc., etc. But what
Oh yeah, exactly. I mean,
my
in
point
my personal
sorry, my point is that why can't the young people think the same when they are there? Like, why don't we distribute our days? Like, sometimes she or he is doing, sometimes I will do for my mom. Okay, today is my laundry day, or today is my cooking day. Why do youngsters want to live alone? And then, see, it's a healthy discussion. I'm not trying to say that this should happen. As I said in the beginning,
yeah, I
both of them
understand.
have a pros and cons, right? Both the things are good and have some bad impacts also. So it's a healthy discussion. Maybe some people who are longing to go back to their family, they can go after listening to us. Or maybe some people they think that no, we should, lot of fights and quarrels are being here. Let's have a space, let's separate for some time and then understand the responsibilities and then we can be together. So it both ways it's gonna help both of them, both the parties, both the people. So it's a healthy discussion for the people, for the viewers who are going to watch this video. It's nothing that we are going to imposing on them, right? So yeah, carry on.
I would have to agree with you, and to a certain extent, I would say that really there is a kind of pressure that I only felt in life when I moved out and I'm living by myself. However, the truth is, I could have done things back home with which I pointed out before. Like, yeah, I could have cooked. It's not like a nuclear science, I guess. I could have done my own laundry. Like my mother didn't really have to do it. So there is a general idea that some certain, let's say, things that we have to do on a day-to-day basis are done by our parents by default, like when we were very young, like kids. And it can, without a sort of pressure, it can grow into a habit. And yeah, I mean, at 20 years old, my mother was still doing my laundry, which, no, I don't think it should be acceptable. I should be responsible for that. And I can still live there. It's totally fine. So in a in a scale, I would say like the pros of living with your family would probably outweigh the cons, in my opinion. And yeah, I mean, in a perfect scenario, we would be all together, share our lives with our closest ones, which is our family, and we would have a lot of room to grow together.
Yes, yes. There was, as you, I don't know if you know or know that, but I'm into a lot of counselings. Like a lot of elders come to me, and the youth also, of course, and we discuss about these topics, about their problem, what they face when they are in the family or when they are without the family. So what I felt was that even it's the parents' fault as well. They should, from the childhood. As if I speak about my children, I have two sons, as I told you. I have taught them to do their things themselves since the childhood. When they were children, I was working from home, as well as sometimes I was working in my regular office also. I had a business as well. So it's not that I could do everything full time at my home, but still I used to get time. And instead of taking help from the house help, I used to tell them, she or he, they are doing their job, but you also need to understand your responsibilities. Like, I started with their almiras, their wardrobes. Clean it yourself. At least you can. They were too small to do the laundry thing, so I used to teach them that at least you can put your clothes which are dirty in the basket, right, just for the laundry.
Yeah.
And you can fold your beddings when you get up, when you wake up in the morning. So put your pillow and your bed smoothly. Polish your own shoes. Okay, take care of your school bags. Sharpen your own pencil. And when you have eaten your meals, take your all the plates or all the utensils and just put them in the sink at least, or in the dishwasher if you can't do them. So these small things, according to the age of the child, I think the mothers of the house should start teaching. They should put all this in a habit. Like maybe the father or the elderly is coming home, these are the values which the parents sometimes forget to give to their children, because they are mothers. Oh my god, my little baby, you can't do, you just sit, you take rest, or you just study. It's time to study, you should only study. Okay, go out and play, I'll do it. So this my me and pampering of the child, what happens when they grow old, it becomes their habit. Now they are lazy, they don't want to do anything. They are dependent.
Exactly, man.
Yes, they are dependent on the parents. So it's a request to the parents also, that they should start teaching their own children to be independent since their childhood, right? So like when I was young, my father used to always tell me, uh, like he taught me how to go to the bank and open my own account. He didn't open for me. I was just like, I think I was in a school. He said, "This is the form you have to fill up." They were olden days. It was never nothing on online or something. We were not having cassette. Even the phones were not there. So we had to walk down the lane, down the street to the bank and ask for the form, then how to take out the money, how to deposit the money, how to sign the checks. My sons never used to watch match, sorry. So he used to tell me, okay, you have to, practice your signatures. So he made me independent. So when I grew, I knew everything, how to take my tickets from the like traveling tickets, or how to talk to the agents, how to deposit my own fees. So my mother made me independent to wash my laundry, to take care of my room, etc., etc. These are the values which parents have to give to the children. Respect the parents. As the parents grow, it's our duty that they are becoming weak, though they are not. Maybe they are doing yoga or exercises, but we have to think that they are growing. It's time to repay. The parents have done so much for us. It's our time to repay to them, giving respect to them, taking care of them, sometimes cooking for them. Like today, you said, I will cook. Today is my duty, okay? Or maybe if the clothes are drying outside, just pick them up, fold them for your mom or for your dad. It won't take a minute. It's just that you win the heart of your elders, right? It's just that you win the heart
Yeah.
of your own self when you do something for somebody. So these are small, small things which we have to take care. So we all should be independent since childhood, and we should not forget to take care of our parents. Okay, there are some people who come to me and say, my mother is a very angry person, she's very violent, she keeps on fighting with my dad, or my dad is like that, he keep on commenting and taunting on me, I can't stay with him, I can't listen to his sharp words, what he says, that you keep on lying, you don't work, or we don't need your salary, why you are doing this, why you're doing that, why you're partying, why your friend is coming, who is he. So interference with the parents also has to be reduced. Parents should understand that they should give space to their growing children, keeping an eye that they are not doing wrong, of course, but not interfering. Same way, children should understand that they should give space to their parents and they should not leave them alone, that you are old, don't come to my room, or don't, interfere in between. So both of them have to respect their spaces. Then only joint families can grow. Otherwise, whatever is happening is happening. Children walk out because they don't want to be pointed out every time. So it's both sides. It's not only the fault of children, it is the fault of parents also. One thing. Second thing, children move out because of the studies. So the best thing to have a space, which you said that in the same country or in the same state, if we move out, we're just near also, and we can visit them also. That is also an alternate which can be done temporary for some time so that people can understand each other's missing point, like each other's energies. They can think that my child is not near me, and the children can miss their parents. This is also important. But let us see where the world is going. I don't know.
I mean, looking at the facts and studies, it is going towards the direction of the young generations not living with their parents.
Yeah.
This is as much as we maybe wouldn't like that to happen. It factually it is happening. So I would say preserve where it can be preserved. I'm very sure that in India it's still the tradition is well preserved to a certain extent, and unfortunately not so much with my country. It's becoming another one of those normalized European countries like Germany or France, Italy, any other one, I guess. So it would, to my knowledge, it would benefit a lot to try to balance it as much as possible. And
Mhm.
actually, to my knowledge, as my sister was studying psychology, I guess, so I have a little insight into this. There's quite a lot of quite an increase, let's say, in demand for psychotherapy and other professions related to the field, and a lot of these people are facing family issues. It's not only as much as like addictions, relationships with the partners and stuff like that. It's a lot of it is actually family related,
Mhm.
and it just gives us a little insight of, okay, so pardon me, if that is increasing, if the rate of family issues is increasing and the rate of divorce is increasing and everything, so what can we do to prevent it? And I feel like family is one of these choices that we can make, because if anyone wants the best for you, it's very likely your mom and your dad and your grandparents and the rest of your family, like cousins and stuff like that. So I feel like being close to them is more important than the growth that you would get otherwise. So now, like in my personal case, I have unfortunately some other issues which prevent me from being close to them. But essentially, I really I wish that it would be preserved as much as possible, and I wish that I was in a position in which I could be with them all the time, basically. But unfortunately, impossible. So let me see your take on the psychological effects that moving out has on a younger person. I am assuming I'm assuming you have some experience with that or know of some people with those experiences.
Yeah, actually, John, what happens is that the basically no child wants to be away from the family. Okay. And no parents want their children to be away. If we see the percentage is very less, right? But as the society is changing, if I talk about, I don't want to talk about personal petty things. I just want to talk about the overall thing, about the energy, because I work a lot on the energy and I believe on the energy a lot. People believe it or not, but nowadays everybody is believing to move. Some people, some youngsters, they want to move out of curiosity. They think that if they have grown up, they want to do certain things which their parents will not allow them. Okay. and they think that if they stay alone, there are a lot of things which they can do. They can work at night, they can work in the morning, and the excuse what they make is that they don't want to disturb their parents. They don't want to, be a problem in their space, so they want to move out. They move out of curiosity, that they can have night overs, they can have parties, they can study also, they can go it's a mixture, mixed things which they hold in their mind and they separate. Or they can have a live-in relation, healthy relationship with somebody. So they think they're grown up, and now just to make their own furniture, their gas stove, cooking for themselves, independency. That is very, very, you can say, attractive in the teenagers or the growing children in the beginning. But
It
once
is.
they are responsible, once they are stuck up in this vicious cycle, which they have built for themselves, like I'll have my own house, I'll put the nameplate outside for my name, and this is the interior, this is the thing I'm gonna buy, and this is my salary, I'll call my friends, etc., etc. It is so charming and so attractive in the beginning that they feel now they don't want anybody. They don't want their parents even to call them, right? Some, I'm not talking about everybody, but some.
Yeah.
Once it is in a routine, once they start having bills, once they start seeing that the friends are not that friends which can cooperate them, they're coming only for partying or just meeting, or they want, can I have a room shared with you? Can I take your trousers? Can I take your laptop? Can I have your mobile? Can you borrow me some money? These things start happening, this they start. When you're in a family, no one dares to enter in the house and ask you all these things, because they know it's a family over there. So, they are going to interfere. Why? And there are more other factors which start happening. Then the person starts feeling lonely, especially when he's not well, he's sick, he's alone. He remembers his mother, she or he, especially a guy, a boy. And otherwise, when there is a lacking of money, when you have to work for your own security, safety, to pay the bills, the burden comes on the head. Then you remember the parents, that I was so nice there, I was so happy over there. Why didn't I? And then when he's hungry, he comes home, and every day in the first few days he loves cooking or ordering from outside. The life is like green grass everywhere. But when it is a daily routine, he remembers his parents, again the mother, or someone, elder sister, or someone who used to pamper, like, Mom, what have you cooked? Or you have cooked this thing, stupid, I don't want this, this is not good, I don't want to, etc., etc., etc. But when it is for him, he thinks, okay, do I have to cook? Do I have to order from somewhere? Okay, let me drink water and sleep. Let me just have some cookies or cakes or black coffee and sleep. So his health or her health starts being affected. So mentally, the person is, in not a happy state. He start entering into depression or anxiety, or maybe struggling. He becomes a struggler to survive. Survival is not only for the money, survival is for the life, you know to live healthy, to live happy. And I think if you are not having true friends around you, you can never be happy. True friends are, for an unmarried person, are the parents, siblings. And if you are married, then of course your wife or your children, if you're going along good with them. So they are the true, your family, I mean to say, is the true friends. The so-called friends which come from outside, they're just coming for your space. When you get separate from parents, your privacy starts getting, what do you say that? It starts getting stolen
Well,
by people. People, you have come out of the house for space. Here, your own people are not giving you space for whom you came out. Your so-called friends, right? So the psychology, I think that they think that they have come out for happiness, but they lose happiness. They don't know the exact meaning of happiness, of peace. They have moved out for peace, but they lack the peace. So I think they should shed out their ego. They should drop their all the ifs and buts and move back in this case, or learn to cultivate their own energies, learn to grow independently, learn to simmer down, learn to let go of whatever had happened in the past, you know, just to learn to live in present and be matured, become matured in this case. They should be a spectator, they should see. What had happened? What is happening? What can I do? These three things are very important. Whatever had happened, you can't repair, leave it. What is happening, you can repair, start repairing it. Be into present. Start meditating. Do some chantings. Okay. Give space to your own time. Give space to your own self, your own respect. Start loving yourself. Start looking at your own energy. Start looking at your own thoughts. What am I thinking when I get up? When you start loving your life, when you start finding the purpose behind whatever is happening, when you start finding the purpose of your birth on this earth, things start becoming nice in your life. You start getting the answers. And then your relations with people also change, right? These are important things. We are finding peace in the materialistic world. We are trying to find love outside somewhere. You will never find it outside until unless we remember ourselves, not this physical body, but the actual body which we are, the energy body. You know, it may sound very different to you that what we are talking about, but this is a fact. We are the energy body, the body which we think that it has separated us from the parents or from the loved ones and living separately. Which is that body? It's not this physical body, it's the mind body, mental body. It's the mind which is thinking and taking you, you know, going, make taking you away here and there. Every time you're sitting here, but the mind will go somewhere else. So we just have to keep an eye
Yes.
on our thoughts, what they are, our feelings, what kind of feeling has come, and because of that feeling, what kind of thought is being generated. What this thought is going to, where is it going to lead me? Should I allow my mind to think this, or should I tell my mind to keep shut and design something else? Start designing something else. Don't give space to your mind. We want space. We give space to people. We never talk about the mind. We never give space to the mind. We never allow the thoughts to give space to us. What is this? We have to work inside, not outside, my dear. So wherever the world
Well,
is going, it's not going anywhere. It's just lost. People are lost. They are trapped in their own feelings. Once they understand, they will remove the trap.
I understand to a major extent. I would have to agree with you. Obviously, like this is, it can be very subjective because there's a lot of different types of people.
Yes,
There,
yes.
there are people who actually would benefit more from being alone, and people who really, I mean, I have a friend of mine just doesn't get along with his family. I get it. I understand everything. But to, to in a more general sense, I guess, I would say that the family values really outweigh anything. And all this, let's call it the spiritual body or energy body, as whatever you wish to call it. It all feels a certain warmth. It is not really explainable by words because we all know that feeling that being with our moms and
True.
eating their nice food, it all gives us this very satisfactory feeling. But in all honesty, um, in order for family to work, and in order for a young person such as myself, only 22 years of age, to have the necessary space, but to still have the family values and to have those people physically present with them every day, I would say there needs to be almost a perfect balance. Pardon. It needs to be very harmonious, and it needs to outgrow this shell that you can feel, perhaps not me personally, but there are very strict families not allowing the teenage boy to bring over a girl or anything like that, a party, whatever it may be. It can be beneficial to a child to
very
you
less.
have certain experiences.
Yeah.
um but yeah, I mean, I would have to agree for the most part. Family is the number one. We need to stay all together. We need to have those values, but at the same time, as you have said previously, we need to respect each other's privacy sometimes, and we need to allow the younger generations a little more space within the house,
Yes.
within the family. This
Yes.
is like, so that's all I really wanted to say and to point out, because the discussion will probably never end.
Mm.
This topic, it cannot really come to a closure because of the subjectivity of each person, of course, being their own self, and everyone is different. But in a general idea, this is my stance on the point.
See, in nutshell, if we just uh, quickly, the quick words, if I put into it, that if the families are giving space, both of them are happy with their space, then living together is nothing like that. But if they are not, if the youngsters are not getting that environment, I personally feel they should move out. You see, to grow, to understand their own energies, to understand their own, you can say that, intellect, and to take care of themselves in the society, they need to separate, right? And staying alone is not bad. Obviously, it grows, it helps you in growing, it helps you in being independent. But when you are suppressed, or when you are not allowed, every time there is, ifs and buts in the family, then you can't, a child can't grow there. What will he do with the values when he's not allowed to grow? So a plant, when a gardener, he plants a seed, he doesn't keep on sitting on the head of the plant. He just comes there, takes care, nourishes, gives water, takes care from the birds and from the animals. That's it. He puts a net around it. He puts a support system so that it cannot, just grow here and there. And when some wild plants are growing around it, he just plucks those wild plants away from it until unless it grows. But once the plant grows, it has to be left alone. It doesn't need the gardener now. Okay. So the plant
This is a
has
beautiful analogy, actually.
yeah, so the plant has to grow independently so that it can have fruits, and then the fruits are eaten by people. They come, they sit in the shade of the tree. That's how the nature teaches us. But when it comes to we human beings, parents don't want to leave their children. Don't go, we'll die without you. That is not good. Keep an eye on them, nourish them, let them stay separate if they want to. If they're staying in your house, give them a separate room, privacy. Don't interfere in between. Let them grow independently. So, in at the end of this topic, if I you want my suggestions, these are my suggestions. This is my opinion. But giving values to them, as the gardener did with the seed, is important until unless they are strong. They know what is good and what is bad for them. That's it, nothing else. Otherwise, what's happening is happening good for good, and the nature needs change. So this change we should, welcome. We have to welcome whatever the changes are there. We should not say, "Oh my God, in olden days this happened. Now the young generation is being spoiled. They are bad." No, we should welcome the way our grandparents welcomed we parents, our grandparents parents welcomed our grandparents. So every time there was a change. Now there's a change in our children's life. Then why are we crying? Allow it. Welcome this.
Yeah.
Okay, just as you said, values are important. We should
Yeah.
forget our values.
The values should remain the same, but yeah, the changes, and it's really not up to us to not welcome the changes, because the changes will happen no matter what.
Yes.
It just doesn't stop.
Yeah.
Like, we are not what we used to be 2000 years ago or 4000 years ago, or
Yes.
when we didn't even know how to make fire. The
Exactly.
changes are welcome and needed. And I believe in many ideas. I believe we're gonna go to the Mars very soon, actually.
Yes. Yes.
And all of this, I welcome it very well. But the values must remain,
Yes.
because really the point of life, all this flashiness and everything, the materialistic world, is, it can't be satisfying. I mean, yeah, it sure is nice to have a good car or whatever, but life boils down to, yeah, you eventually you die and you don't take all of this with you.
Actually,
But but the okay, now we're, I don't want to get into any religious topic or anything, but let's just say, let's assume that there is a life after death or any kind of spiritual world or anything. Then yeah, the car will not matter, the house will not matter, but the people that you spent your life with, that will be with you there, that
actually,
will matter.
I agree to you. Yes. The love which you are given to people, unconditional love, the kind of soul you were when you were alive, the things which you have done for the needies or for family or friends or for society, that will remain. The
That
rest,
will always remain, yes.
yes. And what you will take with you is your karmas, the good deeds. It has nothing to do with religion, it has just to do with your deeds. Deeds are karma.
Yeah,
The words you have spoken to people, the actions you had done, okay, whatever the feelings you have generated from your body, what kind of things you have attracted in your life. People attract hell, people attract heaven, people attract peace. So, what kind of things you were attracting, what you're taking with you? People say that you come empty handed and you go empty handed. I just outright say, no, this is wrong. When you come, you have a baggage of your karma with you. When you go, you have a baggage of your karmas with you. So, what we have to keep an eye on is my bag empty when I'm going? Or is it full of love, full of respect, full of peace? That too unconditional, not the conditional one. She is beautiful, so I love her. Once her beauty starts fading, so your love also starts fading. That is not unconditional. Okay. So we should not have an attachment called condition. This is another topic we'll discuss some other day. But today it was very nice talking to you about the values and about we should live separate or not live separate was the issue, that what's happening to the society, to the youngsters. So the conclusion which we both have reached to is that everything is good as long as that you are at peace, you're not harming somebody, and we are loving each other unconditionally. That's it. Another thing is that we should welcome the change which is happening, because it's not today's change. This change is from the time this earth planet has started existing, right? And
yeah.
people who don't understand these things, they just keep on creeping, crying, and they make their life hell. So it's better, whatever is coming in your life, accept it, send a gratitude, laugh, smile, and respect. Finish. That's it. This is life.
I don't have anything to add, honestly. You said it so perfectly that
Thank
I
you.
am just speechless.
Thank you, my son. Thank you so much. Hope that the talk which you and me had will help some people, some souls, so that they can get their answers and be happy wherever they are, whatever they're doing with. Condition is that they start respecting the values which were given to them. If they think that the value is lacking, then they start having these values. They can learn from everywhere, from Google, from friends, from anywhere. Just take a good thing from everybody. When there is something negativity in somebody, leave it for him. Why to pick it up? When you go in the garden, you don't pluck the thorn along with the flower. You just pluck the flower, right? So
Yeah,
you just want a beauty. So that's the beauty of this nature. And the most valuable thing, which I would like to give a message to you all, is that just see the beauty in everyone. Just pluck the flower. Just take the good things which you want to learn. If somebody is having, everybody has negative things. Though I think that nobody has negativity. It's our eyes which see. We see negativity in somebody. For someone, that negativity is good. Okay. So whatever you like, you think it's good, you take it. If you think it's not good, then leave it. Why to say that person is bad? So this is one value which everybody should learn. Right?
I would agree.
So thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
Okay. See you next time.
and hope to see you soon.
Thank you
And
so much. Thank you. Namaste.
namaste.